University Islamabad, Mr. Tahir Khalili, to utter a few words in grace of our
of German Embassy in Islamabad, Christine Embassy for Head of Press and Cultural Section, Dean Faculty of Arabic, Professor Hafiz Bashir. This mega event, significant event, will be given by our worthy President, Professor Ahmed Yusuf Darwish. But I will just mention with you some few experiences with the German. I think this will be useful. When I was in class 7, then I used to read German magazine, Urdu magazine, that was issued by the Embassy of Germany, that is called Deutsche. That was a small magazine, and when I was in school, I used to read that magazine. And everything was in my mind that once in a life, inshallah, I will go to Germany and I will see that great country. In 2003, when I was in Ireland, I worked for 20 years in the Republic of Ireland, and there I was a senior clinical psychologist, and I had 2 German students. And they came, this is to the student exchange program, they came to our department and they worked with me. They were very good students, very hardworking. You cannot imagine. When I went to Germany in 2003, that is for the first time, to Heidelberg. Then that was the summer and long evening. Then we finished at 5, but the sun was still there, and then I thought just to go for a walk. When I went for a walk, then I saw a board, and the board, there was a name on the board, Iqbal Ofa. Then I just stand there, and I was thinking that Iqbal is a Pakistani name, but I didn't know about the Ofa, what the Ofa means. Anyhow, after that, I went for dinner. There is a lovely Pakistani restaurant near to this river, famous river. I went there and then I asked the waiter that there was a road and the name is Iqbal. He said this is on the name of the Alam Iqbal. And he was here in Heidelberg. Then he told me that just nearby is his house where he used to live. You could do, then you will get this thing and you will repair the software. And probably if you have time tomorrow, then we can start it out. He will not sleep until he won't solve your problem. And after 5 or their work. And another thing, I am from the last part, KPK, you know, hard job. Then the people say you are like a German. You just interact with them. They have great institution, and this is a great opportunity if you get some admission and study and to go. And we frequently go to Germany, and he buys stuff from them. And he will find the Chancellor of the Germany. Our role is significant regarding the refugees and regarding the immigration. And that is a very friendly, a great country.
Special thanks to our honorable guest, Mr. Bernhard Schlag.
So until today, it represents the German unity, which reached about German culture and German history and traditions in only a very short time. So I just want to tell you, it's only an overview. I cannot go into detail, of course, but I will be happy to answer to your questions in case you have any questions, and then we can do it after this presentation. So let's start. announce this first slide with Germany at a glance. You might know Germany lies in the heart of Europe. It borders 9 countries, so Germany is the country in Europe which has the highest number of neighbors. So it's really in the center of Europe. And we have some 82 million inhabitants. So it's also the country which has the highest population in the European Union. So Germany is part of the European Union, and it is also one of the countries, together with France, our neighbor, who is the kind of has sometimes been designated as the motor of the European Union, because together with France, with which we share a border, with which we share a very bloody history of many conflicts, of many wars, and then after the Second World War, the German and the French government decided to come together to overcome their conflicts, their century-long conflicts, and to build together a friendship between the French people and the German people. And so it was an initiative of the two states' governments. And this is still very important today, because also here in Islamabad, from the French embassy and the German embassy, we are very often cooperating, and we are trying to also underline that countries who have been at war or who haven't had good relations for many centuries, they can overcome these conflicts and they can become friendly neighbors and also good partners. So France is our most important economic partner also now, and also here in Islamabad, as I told you, the embassies are closely cooperating, and we are having joint German-French cultural and also press events, and also, of course, political initiatives with the French. So Germany at the heart of Europe, having established after the Second World War close relations with its neighbors, and now being part of the European Union and one of its most populous member states. I have mentioned here, for your interest, the highest mountain and the longest river, because I know you might laugh about our highest peak, because I have visited your mountains areas in the north in October, and I have only saw the mountains from far away. I saw Rakaposhi, which is much higher than our highest mountain here. But I think it might be interesting for you to know that our highest mountain is only roughly 3,000 meters high, which is nothing compared to your mountains, of course. But at least, of course, as you like your K2 and your Rakaposhi, we also like our Zugspitze. And it is, of course, a part of many excursions Germans like going hiking. And so there are a lot of tourists coming from Germany going to the Zugspitze, to the Alps, which is the mountains area there in the south of Bavaria. And this is just to give you an impression of our mountain areas. And then we have the longest river, Rhine, which is also a very, it is a European river, because it's not only flowing in Germany, but also crossing other European countries as well. And it is also, I think, a very special river, because we attach, in the past, German thinkers and German poets attached a great importance to this river. There are a lot of poems which refer to the river Rhine, and I myself come from the border of the river Rhine, so that's why I also have a special relationship to this river, because it's a nice, you can see there are also some mountains, some small hills, maybe better to say, on the board of the river Rhine, and it is a nice area with a lot of castle, with a lot of traditions, and with a lot of history. So if ever you have the opportunity to visit Germany, you should definitely sometime visit also the River Rhine and have a look at the castles that are there. So I would like to give you a small overview also about some political structure aspects of Germany. As you might know, Germany is a federal state. This has historical reasons because Germany, as it exists now in this form, as you see it here on it's not visible, but well, there is a bit. I hope you can see it a bit there. You can see the structure of the country. So the country as it exists now in this form, only exists since 1999 because that was the 1990. Excuse me, because that was the year when the German part of the. Well, I can use my stick maybe to show it to you. Well, here it is. Is it visible? Yeah. So this was the border here. So this was the eastern part of Germany, and this was schools. These are called PASH schools, Partner Schools for the Future. We have from the Federal Foreign Office, we have a program on partner schools which are teaching German language. So we have 7 partner schools here in Pakistan, in Peshawar, Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi, and Rawalpindi. And these 7 schools are teaching German, but of course we have more than these schools. These are only the schools which are part of this PASH network, but there are more schools which are also offering German language. All in all, we have roughly 6,000 German language learners here in Pakistan. So if you want to be part of these 6,000, then please, I want to encourage you, maybe also you could consider to learn some German. We have discussed already, and the ambassador also mentioned it, German literature. We see here the first picture, we see Mr. Goethe, who is the German national poet, so maybe comparable to Muhammad Iqbal in Pakistan. And as we heard, they had a very close relationship. Well, not, of course, not a physical relationship because they lived in different eras, but at least a spiritual relationship. Because Goethe wrote this famous West Eastern Diwan, which the ambassador also mentioned in his speech. And Muhammad Iqbal took some inspiration from that piece of poetry and also wrote an answer to that. We have, as Germans, we are, well, sad to be a reading nation. We have 94,000 books published every year, and you might know or not, the first book was printed in Germany. So it was a German in the 15th century. There was a German based in the city of Mainz. We don't have the map here. It's more or less in the center of Germany, and we will have. Okay.
So he has an urgent meeting somewhere.
Yeah.
So either we short it or
Yeah.
we can start it again after
Yes.
he need 5 minutes. Okay.
No problem.
Come back again.
We will do it.
Okay.
So we will make a short break now because the Excellency is the head of the university would also like to address some words to you, and we will come back to the presentation afterwards. Thank you.
الأستاذة سكرتيرة في السفارة الألمانية والمحاضرة في هذا اللقاء الطيب، سعادة الأستاذ الدكتور محمد بشير عميدي كلية اللغة العربية، سعادة الأستاذ الدكتور انعام الحق غازي رئيس مركز الترجمة والترجمة الفورية، أستاذة الدكتورة نائلة، الدكتور طارق جاويد، الإخوة والأخوات، الأساتذة والأستاذات، الأبناء والبنات من الطلاب والطالبات والحاضرين والحاضرات، أحييكم جميعا بتحية الإسلام، فأقول السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحمد الله سبحانه وتعالى أن هذه الجامعة جامعة مباركة، لا يكاد يمر يوم من أيامها العامرة بالخير والصلاح إلا وهناك برنامج إما مؤتمر أو ندوة أو دورة أو محاضرة أو لقاء أو اجتماع. هذه الفعاليات العلمية كلها القصد منها هو خدمة أبنائنا وبناتنا الطلاب وتوجيههم الوجهة الصحيحة السديدة وتحقيق رسالة الجامعة، هذه الرسالة الإسلامية العالمية العلمية التقنية التطبيقية البحثية الخدماتية التواصلية. ومن هنا جاء عقد هذا اللقاء وهذا أو هذه الفعالية بالتعاون مع سفارة ألمانيا في جمهورية باكستان، وأيضا بمشاركة مع مكتب المستشار الطلابي. ولا شك في أهمية هذا اللقاء وهذا السيمينار، حيث تتمثل أهميته بالآتي: أولاً أنه جزء من رسالة الجامعة وعالمية الجامعة، فرسالة هذه الجامعة رسالة عالمية الهدف منها التعريف بالإسلام الصحيح، والتعريف باللغة العربية، والتعريف بقدرة وكفاءة وكفاية أبناء باكستان وغيرهم من الوافدين والضيوف من الدول الشقيقة والصديقة الذين يدرسون في هذه الجامعة. ومن ثم كان لزاما علينا أن نتواصل مع سائر المؤسسات العلمية والثقافية والمعرفية والتوعوية من أجل تلاقح الأفكار والإفادة والاستفادة، ومن أجل أن نسهم إسهاما مباشرا في النهضة التعليمية التي تعيشها باكستان بصفة خاصة ويعيشها العالم العربي والإسلامي، بل العالم أجمع في هذا الوقت، في ظل وفي عهد وفي عصر العولمة. إذن لا بد أن يكون لهذه الجامعة إسهام مباشر وتعريف برسالة باكستان، رسالة العلم، رسالة الأمن، رسالة الإسلام الصحيح، رسالة المحبة والأخوة والوئام. إذن هذا أمر مهم جدا لنا. ثم الأمر الثاني هو العلاقة المميزة التي تربط ألمانيا بباكستان بصفة خاصة، وتربط ألمانيا بالدول العربية والإسلامية بصفة عامة. فالعلاقة بين ألمانيا وبين دولنا العربية والإسلامية علاقة عريقة وقوية ومتينة وهناك جاليات كما تفضلت الأستاذة الفاضلة، جاليات عربية وإسلامية من باكستان ومن غيرها، هم يعيشون في ألمانيا، يتعلمون ويعلمون ويفيدون ويستفيدون ويسهمون في بناء جمهورية ألمانيا وتعزيز العلاقة بينها وبين دولنا العربية والإسلامية. فجمهورية ألمانيا غنية عن التعريف كما تفضلت الأستاذة الفاضلة، بيّنت ما هي ألمانيا. ألمانيا لا شك بلد عظيم وكبير وقوي ومتقدم في شتى العلوم، وبخاصة أنا أعرف العلوم الطبية. كثير من زملائي ومن أصدقائي ومن معارفي هم درسوا في ألمانيا الطب، وأتوا الآن من أميز الأطباء الذين تخرجوا الذين يمارسون مهنة الطب في المملكة من الإخوة السعوديين، هم من خريجي ألمانيا، لأن هم درسوا على أيدي أساتذة كبار جدا. ومن هنا نجد هناك تقدما هائلا. أيضا كثير من المرضى من مختلف الدول العربية والإسلامية وبخاصة من المملكة هم أيضا يتلقون العلاج أو تلقوا العلاج ويتلقون العلاج في ألمانيا في كثير من الأمراض. هناك أيضا اقتصاد دفاعي، هناك اقتصاد صناعي، هناك مجموعة من هذه الأشياء. فألمانيا دولة عظيمة جدا، فنحن بحاجة إلى أن نعزز العلاقة معها ونستفيد من خبراتها ومن تقدمها ومن رقيها، لا سيما وهي من الدول العظمى ذات الباع الطويل في مختلف أوجه الحياة. إذن هنا تأتي هذه الندوة بالتعاون مع ألمانيا من أجل إتاحة الفرص لأبنائنا وبناتنا من الطلاب للاطلاع على هذا البلد العظيم والاستفادة من مقومات الحياة الكريمة فيه، على أن تطلع أبنائها وبناتها على
Germany and Pakistan is a very distinguished relationship, and Germany is a great country, is a developed country, and it's making effort to convey its culture. And even though one government in Pakistan here and in Germany as well, they are different from different countries. They are working in Germany, countries from Asian countries, and they are living in Pakistan, and they are living in Germany, and they are promoting, and they are enhancing great contribution to enhance economic system and economic values. He is always willing and making efforts to make the student to get a lot of knowledge about different